Coquí in the City, written and illustrated by Nomar Perez and read by Mr. Alicea. In San Juan, Miguel brought his pet frog Coquí everywhere. He brought him to play baseball with his friends, to visit the pond in the park, and to buy quesitos, his favorite snack, from the panaderia. Coquí was part of the familia. Miguel brought him to every dinner at his Abuelo's house. Coquí even seemed to listen to the family as they laughed and told stories. "Abuelo, tell me the story about when you met Roberto Clemente," Miguel said, even though he'd heard the story 100 times already. Miguel's abuelo loved baseball just as much as he did. At home, Miguel snuggled in bed as the sounds of the night covered him like a warm blanket. Coquí and his friends sang him to sleep. One morning, Mamá and Papá had some important news. "Nos vamos pa allá afuera, hijo." They were moving to the United States mainland. "Will there be baseball there?" Miguel asked. "Definitely," said Papá. "And quesitos?" "I'm not sure, but we will find out," Mamá answered. Miguel started to pack up his life in Puerto Rico, but his mind wandered to all the things he would miss. Flying kites in El Morro, going to his abuelo's house and climbing the mango tree in the backyard, and playing aguiro in a parranda with family and friends during La Navidad. But most of all, Miguel would miss Coquí. "I wish I could bring you along," he whispered to Coquí at the airport. "Coquí, Coquí," his friend replied. "Adios, Coquí," Miguel said, and placed Coquí in the gentle hands of his abuelo. "Don't worry, Miguelito. Everything is going to be all right," Abuelo assured Miguel. "La canción del Coquí will be with you everywhere you go. Coquí will be in your smile, in your warm hugs, in your new adventures, and most importantly, in your loving heart," Abuelo said, pulling from his pocket a little surprise. It was an old baseball signed by the baseball legend Roberto Clemente. "Wow, for me?" Miguel asked. "Sí," Abuelo smiled, "to keep you company everywhere you go." Miguel fell asleep on the airplane, holding the baseball tightly. "Mira, mijo, look," Mamá said, shaking him awake. Down below, hundreds of bright lights twinkled. "Look how tall the buildings are." When they arrived at the apartment, Miguel couldn't believe how much smaller it was than their house back in San Juan. As they unpacked in their new home, Miguel said, "Mamá, I miss Coquí." "I know, mijo, and I miss Abuelo and Abuela too," Mamá said softly. "Yes, I miss their hugs," Miguel said. "Why don't we go outside and explore the neighborhood before Papá comes back from work? That'll take our minds off of everything." The streets were full of interesting sights, sounds, and people. Spanish words danced around them, and other unfamiliar languages too. The newness of everything was overwhelming. Then, Miguel and Mamá happened upon something familiar, a park. "Mira, Mamá, tienen empanadillas," said Miguel, excited to see something else he recognized. But as they were walking toward the fritura vendor, an interesting sound caught Miguel's attention. "Coquí?" Miguel said, looking around him. He found a small pond full of frogs, hopping, splashing, and catching flies on their tongues just like his Coquí. "Mamá, mira! Can I take one home?" Miguel asked. Mamá laughed. "No, mijo. Let's keep exploring." When they stumbled onto a baseball field near the pond, Mamá said, "Let's play some catch." Miguel still missed home, but throwing his Roberto Clemente baseball made him feel a little bit better. After the game, Miguel and Mamá started home. They spotted a panaderia just like the ones back in Puerto Rico. And guess who was standing there with a box of quesitos in his hand? Papá! At home, the sun was slowly dropping down behind the buildings while Miguel and his parents ate together. They were tired from the day, but it was a good kind of tired. Miguel snuggled in bed as the sounds of the city at night covered him like a warm blanket. Soft Spanish music drifted in from his neighbor's window. Miguel whispered a quiet Coquí, Coquí to himself and thought about his Coquí and all of the people and places he loved in Puerto Rico. They would always be close to his heart, no matter where he was. Some things were definitely different in New York, but some things were just the same.